A very good evening to all our viewers. I, Aparna from Team Gurushala, welcome you all for today's Teacher Spotlight, a session where teachers come together and discuss on various themes. Today is our last Teacher Spotlight session of the year, and joining us for today's session are some teachers from Tripura. So before I move forward, I would like to say that Gurushala is an initiative of Indus Stars Limited and Vodafone India Foundation. Our content partner is Jigyasa, and it is implemented by Pratham Education Foundation. So the theme for today's session is Academic Planning Essentials for 2021. As we all know, the past this year 2020, COVID-19 has not just changed the way students are educated, it has forced education technology to up its game very quickly. Technology in the classroom has always been a benefit to education for multiple reasons, like personalized teaching, saving time for teachers, and equipping students with the digital skills they will be needing to be a 21st century student. So, but in the light of this pandemic, thousands of schools and millions of teachers and learners have had to switch to remote classes almost overnight. Right, one night you were sleeping, the next morning it's locked down, and you have to take online classes. Schools are shut. We don't know for how long. Although schools have started opening up very recently. So. What was considered until recently as the future of education, it's now becoming a norm. It's now becoming normal for technology to be used so much, at an everyday education, throughout our everyday education. So now this is the kind of change that happened in 2020. Today we will be discussing how education is going to be like in 2021, and how should people working in the field of education be prepared for it, specifically teachers. So, joining with us today are some of the teachers from Tripura, and we are so glad and proud to have all of them on our session. We have Saurabh Chakrabarti sir, we have Rupa Devnath ma'am, we have Inakshi Nath Banik ma'am, we have Shreya Bhattacharji ma'am, we have Ship Shankar Sinha sir, and we have Sudipta Pal ma'am. A very warm welcome to all of you for today's session. And I'm sure our teachers are very excited to know, because this is a particular theme which will be of use to almost not just teachers but all the people working in the field of education. So very warm welcome to all of you. And this will be like a question and answer session, and we will be discussing some questions, some useful questions, and one by one we all will be answering them. So I would like to start with the first question of the session, which is, how do you envision education scenario in 2021? How is the whole education system, the whole education scenario is going to look like? I would like to start with Sudita Pal ma'am's first. What she thinks and what are her views on this question.
Thank you, Aparna ma'am, for the question. And myself, Sudipta Pal, I am from Shikirkot Higher Secondary School, Agartala. This pandemic situation of corona has made us to be in such a situation where we had to fight with this from psychologically also and every other field. It was a roller coaster ride for us this 2020. But yes, a new year is coming ahead, and we think that I know a bright future is waiting for the students, as well as there is a huge scope of e-learning system which we have found in 2020. That is the chalkboard, the books, the homework, and the classroom situation has suddenly shifted towards the e-learning scenario, where we are using the online platforms, varied platforms, and different models and modules. And the I'm really grateful to had the workshop with Gurushala, where we have come to learn. Especially, I will talk about myself being a teacher. I have got to know many such stuffs from Gurushala workshop. That is how to make digital interactive books, and all these things are benefit for the students. Now I think in 2021 the education system will be such like where it is going to be technologically driven somehow, because in this pandemic situation, I think I will not say the 100% of the teachers, but yes, definitely most of us have come across the barriers which we had regarding the technological usage. But now in this pandemic situation, as this is an open field, new doors and pathways has been opened in the dimensions of life. What I believe is that we should use both the platforms. Like, it should be a blended learning format should be there, whereby yes, face to face teaching should be there, but at the side by side online teaching should continue, because it will be more holistic in nature. And not only that, it will be giving us more it will allow the students to engage in several activities, where we can say earlier we used to do quiz session during the classroom scenario, in the classroom, like in a face to face scenario we can do it through online mode. Like, they will be getting more attention from the teachers, not only in the offline but also in the online. So I think the blended learning format should be there. And as we know that the crisis gives birth to the new emergence of technology or new emergence of evolutions and the discoveries. So I think 2021 is going to be a more wide platform for the students as well as the teachers, where both the teachers and student can communicate to the remote areas. Also, the teachers can communicate and express their views and the teachings to the remote areas, as well as the students who are, yes, they are ready to go to the classroom. Because I know this is a whole year round there, this was the situation when the students were at home. They are missing the classroom scenario, they are missing their friends, their classroom, their teachers. I think both the learning methods should be there. I think blended technology should be the new format of teaching in 2021. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for answering, ma'am. Now, I would like to know from Saurabh, sir, what you think about this scenario of education in 2021.
Thank you, ma'am. I am Dr. Saurabh Chakravarti from Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya, Vivek Nagar, Tripura. I absolutely agree what earlier ma'am has told Suhita ma'am, that 2021 will be actually a year in which we need to actually take our education to be more. It will be more technologically driven. That is an absolute point. Now, as you have seen that most of us are taking about the positive sides of this digitalized education. I agree with that. But from the experience which I had for this few months, I can see there are positives and negatives from both the end. The positive sides were that we were actually we also had to cope up. Teachers had to cope up, and we learned a lot in very short time, and then we could deliver a lot of things to the students. In the same way, other way around, also the students had to learn a lot of technology, and they also learned how to use virtual platforms, and it is also a need for the 21st emerging century that we need to digitalize it. At the same onset or the other way also, one thing is that which I felt is that the connect with the physical surroundings that was lost with the students, which is a very important matter, I think, for the development of psychomotor skills and other things. You need to have physical connect with the physical environment, and that was missing in the pandemic. So I think that the coming year, at least, with all the say yeah, said all the improv means disturbances and other things regarding the ongoing pandemic. I think it should be a blended one, and it will be a blended technique process in which both the offline and online mode should run. And especially those certain skills are there, like practicals and other things, that our hands of experience, this needs to be prioritized in offline mode, and those things which are actually can be virtually taught, that can be taught in the online mode. And that more in that also the activity based learning in also in virtual platforms should be encouraged, that I feel. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Right, sir. I think you highlighted the importance of of the environment, of the surrounding, where students used to be, but now they're not anymore. It's just their homes. So thank you so much for your insights. Next, I would like to ask Inakshi ma'am what she thinks and what are her views on this question. Ma'am, Inakshi ma'am, you're on mute.
Thank you, Aparna ma'am, and good evening to all. I would like to go with Saurabh sir and Sudipta ma'am, what they have told. But at the same time, I'm of the opinion that we are undergoing a transition period. It's a transition period in the sense that in 2019, we were habituated with chalk and board. In 2020, we were forced or compelled due to pandemic to switch to technological mode, and 2021 will be the combination of both, as our sir and ma'am have already said that it is going to be a process of blended learning. So in that case of learning, both face to face as well as online options are open. So as Saurabh sir has said that in case of practical classes, students need to have physical appearance. They can't go with this online education. So it is very much applicable in that case. At the same time, another thing sir has mentioned, that positive side and negative side. Yes, it has got this side also, because all the students are not capable of having this internet connectivity all the time, and most some of the people, such as in remote areas in Tripura, or the family background of all the children are not same. So they are not in a position to purchase an Android mobile or attain some sort of perfection to use Android mobile or internet connectivity. In that case, a teacher, as teachers, we should make necessary arrangements over phones so that we can speak to them, and with regular intervals, so that they can be made aware of their syllabus and all. In case of those students who are not having internet connectivity or not having mobile, this Android mobile or some smartphone facilities. Another thing, along with blended learning, we are speaking about that what we teach, we can do for the students, but at the same time, we'll have to be means more advanced in respect of our subject domain, and technologically also we have to be very much advanced. Those suppose during the pandemic, those who were not aware of this suppose use of online classes, so we were forced and we have learned. So necessity is the mother of invention. So this has shown us that yes, we will have to do, and we have learned. So this much I am to say for this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Inakshi ma'am, for highlighting some more points. So now I would like to move on to the next question, which is how should teachers plan their classes in 2021? Um, According to you, are there any ideas? Are there any whatever you feel? How should the teachers? How should they plan their classes in 2021? Because of course the scenario is changing. So I would like to start with Shiv Shankar sir on this one. What he thinks about the question and what are his ideas, or how he would like to discuss this.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Myself, Shiv Shankar Sinha from Akhaleswara High School, West Tripura district. And I think my ideas to these questions, teachers must be represent their topics more interestingly, and always will try to teach according to the students' contents, absorbing power or ways in which he or she feel easy. Also, teacher should encourage child for interactive, and will try to hook them always into their content. Teachers will give more or one or more home task through online, and also of course get feedback from every child. Teachers must behave to all the children equally and friendly, and uh, uh, in the uh, and the teachers, I think um, this much only. Okay, thank you.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes. I think you have covered some points on hooking the students to the content and making it more interesting for them. Of course, that should definitely be on the plate. Next, I would like to ask Shreya ma'am what she thinks. What are her ideas on this question?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to all the teachers present over here. First of all, I want to thank Gurushala for allowing me to be a part of this webinar. Myself, Shreya Bhattacharya from Shekarkot HS School, West Tripura. Now the question is, how should teacher plan their classes in 2021? Um, as there are so many unknowns in the next academic year, there have to be some plan which we will have to take. Now the questions are, how will students attend school? How much will be the class be virtual? What type of in-class learning will really take place? So, in my view, there may be a planning like this. There may be an alternative attendance class where students can be divided in 2 or 3 groups like AB or ABC, and they will have to attend school alternatively and can be carry out the class maintaining physical distancing or social distancing. Teachers may create also after each topic, after each classes, teachers may also create DIB, that is digital interactive book, in a simplified way so that the students can interact with teachers. Uh, Also, the teachers may engage the students by digital activities like by Zoom, Google Meet, etc. Uh, Moreover, at the end of the week, teachers can make a group for peer discussion, that is peer discussion group, where students can interact themselves about the topic which the teacher had delivered to them. Also, they can raise this question about the topic and solve the topic accordingly. That is how we can conduct our classes in 2021. Not only in 2021, we can conduct our classes in future also.
Right. Next, I would like to know from Rupa ma'am what her ideas are for this question.
Thank you, Aparna ma'am. Uh, and first of all, I would like to thank Gurushala, mm, uh, allowing me to speak my opinion about this. I myself, Rupa Devnath from Champaknagar HS School. First of all, I like to say that the school is situated in a very rural area, and the students are very much poor and not, I think, not serious in their studies. Actually, we may face a great challenge during COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, when all the classes will be resumed, since there will be a knowledge gap. Even though during this pandemic situation, online classes were being functional, but students studying in rural areas could not avail the facility due to the technical deficiencies. I fully agree with Madam Enakshi ma'am that they are so much poor that they can't buy um, smartphone also. Then online classes are very much impossible to them. So actually, how teachers can plan for 2021, because we will not we can't say that what will be tomorrow, what tomorrow will bring to us, what will be the condition of tomorrow um, for this COVID-19. There are simply too many unknowns. Till now, we are facing some problems and challenges. challenges. We don't know that what will happen the next day for us. But if the regular classes will be going on, then uh, obviously the classes will obviously the we will follow the guidelines that is given by MHRD, like using mask, then sanitizers, and the completion will syllabus will be followed depending upon the situations. It is, I only just want to say that. Thank you.
Yes. So I think
Uh,
yes, Rupama.
I just wanted to add one more thing,
Yes,
ma'am.
sorry.
That is from my experience that usually I see that students, even in the virtual mode, most of them, many of them are there. They will be muting and not interacting with teachers or virtually bunking the classes, even though virtually present. Now, for that, I feel that two things needs to be done. One is that only giving them videos or lectures and all this will not do. What we need to add is that we have to make them more interactive. In that connection, for example, I had some virtual workshop in which a seed workshop. I asked them to arrange some seeds and then actually present some details how they collected the seeds and about the science behind this different type of seeds. In that, and also I made them the evaluators. A team of evaluators were made, and they actually give their discussion who did best and who did wrongly. So in that way, when it is becoming interactive, then it becomes more interesting and students actually take part. This is one thing which I found that are lacking in most of the times. We actually give them videos and one way, so it should be two-way traffic, and for that some activity should be given. One thing. Another thing is that we teachers can make some inter-school clusters in which the best practices of each school, for example some painting or some other thing or activity, can be virtually shown to the other school students. In this way, if we do it, it will be more lively, and that will be more fruitful. In this connection, I want to add this up. Thank you.
Right. I think yes, thank you so much, Saurabh sir, for adding some points. We covered a lot about how technology plays a part in this, and how places where technology is still yet to, get yet to be discovered fully. Some places where there are less resources, we talked about those places, and Saurabh sir of course added more points to it, how even though there is technology, we still need to add on certain features from a teacher's side to make the classes more interesting, and where students are being a part of it. So next question is also, it's also something very important, and I think a lot of teachers would like to get this answered, is that how should the syllabus be managed? Because um, always at the back of my mind, not my, like at the back of a teacher's mind, syllabus is always there, right? We are always constantly thinking about, is the syllabus going to get covered, and how should we do this, how can we include activities along with covering the syllabus and revision as well. So this is something that I think a lot of the teachers have this question in their mind. So I would like to start with Rupa ma'am, if you would like to answer this question, and what you think about this question.
According to, thank you, ma'am Aparna. According to me, there will be lots of assessments and more and more skill based works, because in my school the students are so much favorable in skill based works. So if the classes will be offline, then syllabus can be easily covered. But if in online mode, I don't know how, because many of them don't have their smartphones and don't have the internet connections. That's why, in my opinion, the syllabus should be managed or covered by lots of assessment, like as soon as the topic is finished, then the assessment should be done. And in this way, I think the syllabus should be covered. Thank you.
Yes, of course, ma'am. Assessments is one way. Next, Shreya, ma'am, what do you think of this question?
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, as in Tripura, the syllabus has been reduced by 30% this year. So there is a little bit relief for the students and teachers too. But the whole syllabus should be managed in a proper way. As Shudipta ma'am said, it should be covered in a blended way. Yes, completely, I agree with it. After due class on the specific subject, teachers should give some related videos on the topic via WhatsApp or something like that for better understanding of the students. Moreover, the teacher should prepare some questions after each topic and give it to the students in the classroom or via WhatsApp, Zoom, Google Meet, or via other sources, through which the students can have a clear picture about the topic. Moreover, the teachers, that is, we can arrange video call quiz on the topic which they had already been provided, through which the students can be more enthusiastic and also help them to memorize clearly. That is for clear memorization of the topic. Teachers also can prepare some short question related to the topic, short type question like MCQ or short type questions for better understanding and memorization. The Moreover, the whole tenure of the academic session should be divided quarterly. After each quarter, students should be evaluated on the whole topic. That means I want to say teachers should plan the whole syllabus through assessment evaluation process. That is how I think the syllabus can be managed.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing, Shreya, ma'am. Next, Saurabh, sir, I would like to ask you the same question and what your ideas are.
Yeah, I fully agree with Shreya ma'am. With that, I want to add that what will be the nature of the means curriculum and other things purely depends on or what I can say largely depends on what will be the mode. If it is virtual mode totally, then it should be planned one way, and if it is totally offline, then it should be planned different way. And as it mostly seems to be that it would be in blended mode, as other ma'ams have also told. In that case, I think that first thing we need to prioritize our syllabus, means those things which are actually which has requires hands of experience, physical skills and other things, they need to be done in a offline mode, and those which can be done virtually more accurately, they should be given in the virtual to put in the virtual list. And in this way, if we prioritize at the starting of the year what we will do in the offline mode and what we will do in the online mode, then I think it will lead to better management of time and practices. So that is one thing I think will be effective, because actually we are whole year we have been in confusion how to deliver and how to actually end up the syllabus. So if we know that this is going to happen in future, then we can prioritize things. This is one important issue I feel.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for your views on this. And a very related to this, a very similar question would be, what all topics should be covered when we're completing the syllabus on when even if we're teaching online or offline, should we skip certain topics, or are there any different ideas or activities where we can mix up a lot of topics and try to cover everything. So I would like to start with Sudipta ma'am first, how what she feels about this question.
Thank you for the question. I totally agree with Saurabh sir, which he has said that prioritization of the topics are required. Like here also the same question. I like which all the topics should be covered when a syllabus is made from very like whether it is NCERT or SCERT, whatever it could be, they keep in mind which all things are generally necessary for the students to know for this academic year. They plan in such a way. Even the pages, if you see, then the chapter is also organized in a certain sequence manner, right? But the fact is that yes, due to this pandemic situation, several topics were like we are not in a situation to deal with every topics this year. Henceforth, the syllabus has been reduced in Tripura. 30, as Shreya ma'am has said, 30% of the syllabus has been reduced. Now the fact is that which all the topics have been kept in under consideration, or I believe which the topics which are relevant and which is practical based, like which we can find, like we all know this is a competitive era, and I think we should teach our students, we should give them this idea about the that what the world is all about. It is all about competition, and what all topics are there. Like I personally, I believe that our such topics should be taught to them, or at least it should be covered, which has some relevance in further competitive exams. And not only that, for applying their knowledge in further environment, for the life situations, life skills should be there. And as sir said that yes, practical things should be taught like in face to face and in the offline mode. So I think all those topics should be kept under considerations. These are the topics that should be there. And also, if it is possible in 2021, I will say, because this year is already, I will say this is already gone. It's all, we are at the end of the year. So in 2021, I believe it will be better if we if there are some possibilities to like through the blended learning, if we can combine the whole chapter or the whole syllabus. Like if we can give ideas of each and every topics, at least a bit they should know, and they should come across all those things. I think it will be better for the students in their life also. Thank you.
Right. So next, Inakshi ma'am, I would like to know from you what you think, how much topics, how many topics should be covered while teaching classes.
Thank you, Aparna ma'am. Same here. I'll go with Shudipta ma'am and Saurabh sir, as they have said, and Shreya madam also. So topics, such topics should be involved where communication skill is enhanced, teamwork. The students will learn teamwork, decision making, and experiential learning. They'll learn. So they'll undergo experiential learning, and this will help them in future life also. And during the pandemic, they will not be losing something, that I'm not going to school, or I'm going, but partially our classes are taken in. We all are in this group in favor of blended learning. So all are not coming at a time. As Rupa madam and other madams and sirs have said that yes, some students will come for some day, and if we'll divide the class, then they are not getting, all the students are not getting coming to school at the same time. So if we'll enhance, we want to enhance the teamwork, then it will be beneficial for them for future life also, and presently also they will be, and they will get involved in the class, and they will be more active participation, and it will be child-centric education also. So we are undergoing child-centric education, so it will also be emphasized. Only this much.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think we covered different skills one could learn, and how we can include, we can cover all the topics. We can go through chapter wise. We can check which is of more relevance and which is not of more relevance. So moving on to the next question, which brings me to examinations. Next question would be, when should annual examinations take place? Is there a particular time period according to you, or we can also say how often, or we can also add, if you feel, how often should they take place? So let's start with Shiv Shankar sir. What do you think? When should the examination take place?
Thank you, ma'am. I think, of course, at the end of the session, covering all possible syllabus, annual examination should take place, and I think this is in the month of February. And within this time, we have to cover all the syllabus going offline or through online, or whatever is suitable. We have to cover syllabus, and syllabus also reduced. So I think it is possible, and within in the month of February we can take annual examinations. That's all, madam.
Right, sir. So you have said in the month of February. Next, Saurabh, sir, what do you think? When should the annual examinations take place? Sir, I think your microphone is on mute.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Actually, this is okay. What sir has told, we can go with this same schedule, but we need to see that the whole syllabus is finished properly or not. And that is an important criteria. And regarding this frequency of the examinations, that should be, if it is of online mode, it should be reduced, I think, because the screen time, we should not forget, has enormously increased, and that takes a very deep impact on our health, especially our eyes and brain. So, and moreover, there is a lot of time students are always giving exams just the pen paper type or even in virtual mode, then actually they will feel it boresome. To make some actually space, we should encourage activity, and of course examinations will be there, but their frequency can be reduced, and so that both the syllabus is properly finished and also they get some chance to do activity and get some experiential learning. That is my take off in this. Thank you.
Right, very, very well said, sir. Next, I'll move on to Rupa ma'am, what she thinks about the question.
Thank you, ma'am. According to me, I think the annual examination should take place on December, since fresh start is expected from January, and so annual examination can be commenced on December and end of the year. According to me, this is. Thank you.
Right. Next, Shreya ma'am, would you like to answer this question?
Yes, ma'am. I think annual examination should take place in the month of March. Though some part of the syllabus has been reduced, still the adaptation rate, if we go through survey, then we can see that the adaptation rate of online classes is around 50 to 60%, whereas the classroom adaptation is around 80 to 90%. So, to regain the concentration towards the study and to cover up the whole syllabus, some extra time should be given to the students. So, counting all these aspects, I think annual examinations should take place in the month of March instead of December.
Right.
Aparna ma'am.
Yes, Inakshi ma'am.
Okay, in this regard, I would like to say, keeping in mind the pandemic situation. So, if we'll go back and see, then I will find that last year in the month of May, online classes were started. And this year, if this annual exam is possible to conduct in the either in the last week or first week of May, last week of April, or in the first week of May, because student will get the tenure of whole 1 year. And though classes were taken, as Shreya madam has said just now, that yes, a few number of students are coming to school, and yes, we are taking physical classes also virtual classes also. But we should keep in mind that if we keep in mind the percentage of students taking part in that, the number of students coming to school, and the quantity or this number of the percentage of syllabus covered by students, if we'll go through that, then to me it seems that it appears to be, if can be taken in the last week of April or in the month of May, this for this year only, for this academic session only. Thank you.
Right. Very, very interesting answers from, I think a lot of us have said February, March, and someone said December, and then we also got April or May as annual examinations. So I think thank you so much for answering this question. Moving on to my next question. Uh, is how often should the evaluation be done? By evaluation, we do mean assessments. Should it be weekly or monthly unit tests? So, in a classroom, how often do you think tests should take place? Should it be weekly, monthly, fortnightly, or maybe once in 3 months? So, I would like to start with Shreya ma'am for to just let us know what she thinks about this.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as we know, both monthly and weekly tests are essential for students assessment. Since it is a part of continuous assessment, it is giving each student the opportunity to perform well. Teacher can assess how well the students have understood the concept. Students can solve doubts before they appear final exam. But there are some disadvantages too, I think, of frequently disadvantages of frequently conducted unit test, or that is the weekly unit test, because as the students appear for class tests on a regular basis, so so they become casual towards the topic, or towards the test like this. Also, as the students get no break in the test schedule to relax and to rejuvenate, they become bored. Teachers also get less time for actual teaching, as tests and correction of papers occupy more time. So, considering all those, I think evaluation should be done once in a month. But in this case, I must want to add one more point, that depending on the area of the school, that is, as we are as I don't know, we are from I'm from a rural school, so depending on the area of the school, frequency of the test may be changed, as in rural school students are not so advanced, so monthly unit test might be helpful for them.
Thank you so much, Shreya ma'am. Next, Sudipta ma'am, we would like to know from you what you think of this question.
Yeah, actually, what Shreya said is actually absolutely correct. The rural to urban, it will vary from the region to region, and from the school, the adaptability of the students, how they can adapt themselves with the education scenario, how much they are advanced and not technologically also, or even if you talk about offline also, there are certain schools where there are tendencies of some students in order to come to the school to attend that due to some economical problems, which if they are in their home. So what I believe is that yes, as per the differentiation of the regions, the test, whether it should be weekly or monthly, that should be there. But definitely, what I believe, what Tripura has started recently is that every week, Wednesday, there will be a test of every subjects, up till March, so that each subject will be covering two tests, and it can be objective. It can be objective also, it can be a 5 or 10 marks question, but at least this will be covering their so far, at least this, and especially this is for the 10th and the 12th candidates, which are there, who are appearing for the boards next year. So it will be helping them. So depending upon the situation and depending upon the need, I think the test should be planned. But if you talk about yes, an urban area, I think, or some other advanced schools like private schools, or I will not say about the government school, every school who can cope up, and then I think weekly test, or that test after 2 weeks, like two tests a month, it can help, like at the end of the day, like Fridays or a certain day should be kept for test. But definitely, as we are standing in 2020, I think the decisions which government is taking, and for the boards candidates as well as for other candidates, I think I'll go with that. So that's my opinion. Thank you.
Yes, I think rightly pointed out that depends on every grade and every class, like how often are those tests required. So, like you said, it of course it'll be more helpful for students attempting for board examinations. Like if they're evaluated weekly, then it's good for them. Similarly, certain grades might not need weekly tests, weekly examinations. So, moving on to our next question, uh, is that schools have started opening in Tripura. And now that they have opened, how is social distancing being maintained? Because it is considered to be a priority now everywhere you go, and especially schools, because students are in a classroom. So many students are in a classroom. So social distancing and guide precautions have to be maintained. So, what are some of these? How is social distancing being maintained in your schools? I would like to start with Saurabh sir, what he thinks about this question.
Uh, Actually, in Ramakrishna Mission in my school, we had less of the offline classes and more of online classes. But nevertheless, students of class 10 and 12 came to do certain practicals and other things. From that, what I feel is that we actually say social distancing, but for children, that is really not practical, and especially for small children, this is never possible practically. So and even the teenagers or grown up means the children who are a little bit older, they are very much emotional. They are coming to school after a long time, and they like to crowd together, hug each other and talk with each other. So naturally I felt that when the teacher is there, okay, they are maintaining social distancing, distance and all that. Fine, you are out of the classroom, then they are in their old mood. So this is a practical problem I feel. Then if the second variant of corona comes, unfortunately, then we don't have any way to go for such type of norms, because it will be much more I mean transmittable. Then we have to think only on the virtual mode. No way. That I
Yes,
think, ma'am.
rightly said, sir. You never know. I think one of us mentioned that we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring us. So we just have to suffice with what's going on these days, today. So next, I would like to ask this question to Inakshi ma'am. How is social distancing being maintained in your school? Ma'am, your microphone is on mute.
Thank you, ma'am. In our school, we have divided 10th and 12th standard students in boys and girls two groups. So first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, girls are coming, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, boys are coming. So accordingly, we have arranged, and we are sanitizing them. We are providing them sanitizers. They are also bringing using masks, and so we are taking care of. And as they are girls, so a bit quiet comparing to the boys, so it's okay. But when the boys are coming, we have to be more attentive, so we are attentive, and so they are also listening to us, so we are not facing any such problem like that
Right. Thank you so much for sharing,
on this.
ma'am. Rupa ma'am, I would like to know how is the scenario in your school?
Thank you, Aparna ma'am. In my school, actually, only 10 and 12 classes are resumed in classroom. But rest the other classes, such as class 9, class 9 and class 10, 11, and 6 to 6, 7, 8, all these classes are conducted in open area, like in school field and in school barandas here and there. And all the students use their masks and maintaining social distancing. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Yes, very similar to this question that I would like to add on is that now that like what are the few major changes in everyday school life after lockdown? Of course, there are a lot of changes, but very major changes that have occurred in your schools that are not the same anymore. So, Sudipta ma'am, I would like you to answer this question first.
Actually, after lockdown, the fact which is very much I mean in front of us is that yes, there is a lot of change has happened among the students as well as with the teachers. That is washing their hands on time or using sanitizers after like every 1 hour. I have seen personally in my staff room also. If I talk, then teachers are very much conscious. They are using their masks. They are proper. They are maintaining the distance. We are using sanitizers, and with the students also it is same in our school. At least I will say yes, the students are conscious. They are washing their hands, they are using sanitizer, they are using mask. But yes, what sort of sir has said, that is also true. They are quite emotional, yes they are, because when they meet after a long gap, and yes they are unable to handle their emotions, and yes they are coming closer to each other, or they're doing shake hands and everything. But the major changes which I have observed is that yes, one more thing I would like to add, apart from this usage of mask and sanitizer, one thing is that earlier there was a scenario like students were like few students were interested to come to school and some wanted to bunk the school. Now after a prolonged gap, this is the basic change which has happened. They are missing their school, they are missing the teachers, they are missing their classroom, their friends, so they are ready to come now. Yes, definitely, if the second phase of corona, as sir has said, it is coming, or like it depends upon the situation. Like we have to cope up with the scenario. Like now we are okay, we are maintaining, we are trying, not I'll not say the 100%, but yes we are trying to maintain as far as possible. And but yes, depends upon the situation. Now as for the crisis, it will be look after, like it will be seen later on. So that's what I will say, that's the basic changes has occurred. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing, ma'am. Shreya, ma'am, how is it going on in your school, and what are some major changes according to you?
Yes, ma'am. And school life is not same after lockdown. Uh, there are major changes in everyday school life. We can see changes from prayer line to seventh period of school. A big change can be seen in the students' lifestyle and habits. Like before entering school, students wash their hands with soap. They use mask and their temperature is being checked by thermal detector by the guidance of teachers. In assembly line also they used to maintain a distance from one another. Third one is in classrooms. In classroom, the students are also advised to sit on every alternate bench, and they also used to sit accordingly. But some problem is that um, many of the government school having poor infrastructure, that is lack of benches, small classroom dimension, etc. So the students sometimes get no chance to obey the rules practically. And students are also advised to wash their hands properly before taking meal, and they also do so positively. As a teacher, we are also maintaining social distance in staff room, though it is not always possible for us to maintain because of small dimension of the classroom. Sometimes students come to staff room with some queries related to the study or other topics. But after lockdown, they are also instructed to not gather on the staff room or any other places on the school. We teachers are also try to avoid gathering. Uh, Also, the day of observance in school are also being observed in a light manner, maintaining social distancing. So these are the changes in my school. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing. I think one of our viewers, Vandana Tiwari ma'am, has also mentioned, like similar to what Saurabh sir had said, that it is not possible to maintain physical social distancing in school in spite of our efforts, because of course it's students. A lot of reasons were given that they're meeting each other for so long, and at the end of the day, they are still students. It takes a lot of our efforts to maintain that social distancing. And of course she had added that we can spray and sanitize the environment and the classroom. So thank you so much for answering these questions on social distancing. Next, my question would be, we are going to talk about the skills of teachers. So of course throughout this year, multiple teachers had to go from offline to online. Of course we all are aware of that. So what are some new age skills do you think are required for the teachers for the upcoming year 2021. So we'd like to start with Sudipta ma'am. What do you think about this, and what are your views on this question?
Okay, so the new age skills which will be required for the teachers in 2021, as I have said earlier also, that with the help of this Gurushala workshops, like this kind of workshops, I think it is required for the teachers to remain upgraded, with the technology. Not only that, yes, of course, I will not only focus on the technological perspective. This is true. Even it is helping us in a field in our own subject field also. Like on the day of workshop, I have found that there were many videos and there were many websites which had been shown from for geography for the geography subject. So what I feel is that like teachers need to continually upgrade themselves, and that should be the new age skill. And with the knowledge, not only that, it should remain up to the not only it should be remaining up to the subject domain. I think it should be like a mixture of all the subjects. Like we have to the new skills we have to develop is that we have to upgrade ourselves with everything possible. I know it's difficult for everybody. Like any changes, accepting any change in our life is a matter of difficulty. Like we are so much used to the regular mode of life, so any changes it's difficult. But yes, we are I find myself very much able or not fortunate to find myself in a situation where I have adopted, and I'm trying to adapt day by day. I'm trying to upgrade my skills and my efforts. I'm doing whatever it's required, like learning a new language also. If I'm not able to communicate in a particular language, and I'm learning that also. Like every single day, upgrading our knowledge, upgrading and looking forward to the educational world and the globe and the scenario. I think it will be the newest skill required for the teachers in 2021. And yes, technological know-how is required. Apart from that, again, maintaining the so how to maintain social, how to tackle the students emotionally, and how to direct themselves in the school scenario, how to make them remain attached with the school environment. All these things, I think, will be in a process of upgradation.
Uh, right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for mentioning these skills. Next, as we move on, I think we can now mention top two skills that you think. So Duita ma'am has mentioned a lot of them. What we'll do is we'll just mention top two according to you, the new age skills that are required in a teacher. So, Rupa ma'am, next, we would like to know your top two skills. I think while Rupa ma'am prepares, Inakshi ma'am, you would like to answer this?
Yeah, yes, I'll answer. Advanced tools. Teachers should be aware of advanced tools like Google Form, and we should be very much conscious about how to use Zoom classes on Zoom and Google that one and other forms of means internet connectivity. How we can use. We should be aware of that, and we should keep on upgrading, as Shudipta ma'am has already said. And another thing is in-service training should be conducted, and department should make arrangement for teachers like us, so that we may be, as we are in government service and in private schools, teachers are very much aware of that, and they are getting the chance. Suppose in us means now we have seen that teachers are very much engaged nowadays. For the last few days, they are very much engaged to upload their this students strength and all, and names and biodata and all. So it is already done in private schools few years back. So thanks to Gurushala and our SCRT, who has provided us such a scope for which we are here today in this webinar. And innovative techniques need to be explored every day on the part of the teachers, and depending on the curriculum and the standard of the students and the class and the environment to which they belong. And at the same time, teacher-student bonding should be maintained. Teacher-student relation should be upgraded, and at the same time, virtual classes such as DIP creation, as we have been taught by our Gurushala. So such kind of trainings should be arranged for us from time to time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, if we can come back to Rupa, ma'am, and she would like to answer top two skills according to her that are required in a teacher.
Thank you, ma'am Aparna. Actually, we the teachers always have to sharpen our skills all the time, just because to communicate with the students so that they also can enrich their knowledge. So like skills means, first of all, the communication skills we have to sharpen, and we have to sharpen our patience. And I, I fully agree with Sudipta ma'am and Enakshi ma'am that our full dedication will be there to enrich the knowledge of the students. And also we have to participate various types of teaching and learning program to enrich our knowledge, like uh, that Gurushala conducted the programs, various types
Right,
of
ma'am. Of
programs.
course.
In this way we can enrich our.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, sure. Like you were
Thank you.
mentioning workshops. Next, Saurabh, sir, I would like to know from you what are the two skills that you think should be required in a teacher?
I think in this new coming era, we need to be more of knowledge facilitators than knowledge custodians. And for that, nowadays online everything is available, and students are skilled enough. Mostly urbanized students, they know how to collect information. So what you require is that you have to be a facilitator, and you should sharpen your skills both in terms of communicative skills, and also in terms of knowledge. You should have the depth, so that the student, after knowing the thing, come to you and says how this is, he will challenge you. So you should have the tools to meet up his requirement. So this is and in coming days it will be more interactive. For example, I was having some knowledge about Google Forms, but I came to know about DIB. That actually I was impressed by this concept. Simple concept, but very good. So in this way, we should sharpen our skill, and technologically we need to cope up, need to be more sound than the students. And then we can also not only give him knowledge, but also we can actually regulate the class. Otherwise they will create chaos. So we should be technologically sound to stop these things also. So with these things, I think we can manage better in the future.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. Just one final question for the session is that what are your suggestions to the teachers who are teaching online? Anything you want to give out an advice or suggestion for those teachers who are still teaching online? In Akshay, ma'am, I would like to start from you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. As we are taking online classes, if we record our videos instead of live streaming, I think that would be better, because student will take his own time. If my video is 20-25 minutes, the video is of 20-25 minutes, then if he or she, the student, is feeling bored, so he can pause it and take his own time to watch it later. Then if he has to answer some questions or find some answers from that question, from any question, so he can go through it and use it. Next thing is, if we spend some extra time searching for some accessible materials, or suppose I am giving them any link, so if they cannot find it, or if they face any problem, so before providing any link to the students regarding any video, if we'll go and search for that, is yes, it is easily accessible, then only we should provide such kind of links. Next is, if we provide interactive activities such as quizzes, as other madams and sirs have already told, so that would be better. And whenever we are preparing any videos, if we can make it this colorful and attractive, depending on our topic and the quality of our students. And mostly now students are preferring Hindi. Suppose, for why I'm saying this, because I have prepared one video for my students. So in that, as I am from they are undergoing this vernacular medium, so I had thought that yes, I should prepare it in Bengali medium. So as I spoke to them later that yes, have you gone through the video? They said yes, but why do not you prepare it for us in Hindi? Then I was very much shocked. Means they like to hear everything in Hindi because they are all the time engaged in mobiles and televisions, so they are not going through now. So they prefer listening in Hindi. So the language they prefer, we also opt for that one. So it would be beneficial for them, and they'll listen to it. So this much I'll go for.
Right. Thank you so much for mentioning these points, ma'am. Shiv Shankar sir, would you like to answer any one suggestion you would like to give teachers who are teaching online? Sir, your microphone is on mute.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. I think I want to say that if a teacher is using one way teaching process online through online, like through WhatsApp, then he or she will take must a feedback of learnings time to time from the students. And whereas if teaching learning process is in two way, that is like video conferencing, etc., then teaching must be interactive, and also teachers must need to create a DIB also for their students, and always will have to try to hook the students into their content. Teachers should engage also the students for their assessment and evaluation through online. That's all, madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You have pointed out very important points. Next, Shreya ma'am, we would like to know from you any suggestion for teachers teaching online.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as there are various network issues, so the students will miss the lecture in most of the times. So if we the teachers record the lecture and send it to the students so they can watch in their own time, I guess. The next one I want to mention, videos longer than 10 to 15 minutes can cause issues of slow downloading and distraction of the learner. So each video should not be of 10 to 15 minutes or more. And the last one is, as the class contains mixed IQ students, the videos that we will deliver should be made simpler for better understanding of the whole class.
Right.
That is what I want.
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
mention.
And
Thank you,
Sudipta, ma'am,
ma'am.
now we would like to know from you anything you want to add on to this question.
Yeah, actually, everybody has covered all the requirements which a teacher who is teaching online should cover. So who should take care of. So everything the points have been covered, and that is what I want to say in the same way that yes, like when we are teaching online, when we know that this is a virtual classroom, we should keep it in mind that we have to engage the students in a very interesting manner. Like it should not be a one way lecture going on. No, it should not be that. It should be a combination of DIB. It should be a combination of share screen. We can share the screen, we can record the classes for the later on, for their observation later on. And yes, of course, we should, as ma'am Inakshi ma'am said, that yes, we should present it in a colorful way, and so that it remains interesting for them. And organizing several quizzes, like it will enhance them, and providing them marks, allowing them to have that competitive feeling. Yes, it is an interesting thing. I think all this will make the session very interesting, whether it is 20 minutes or 30 minutes, that doesn't matter. But yes, what matters is that how much interesting we can make it, how much interesting can a teacher make it. That's what. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing. And last but not the least, Saurabh sir, if you would like to add something.
Just one point, that is nothing specific. I think the future education will be about creativity and malleability of the teachers, how much we can adapt and how much creative and innovative we are. So what I agree with all ma'ams and sirs what they have told. Essentially what they are telling is that we need to be innovative and experimental in delivering the topics to the students, and there should be variety. When there is innovation, experimentation and variety, then students will actually catch up with us. That's I want to add, and for that we need to upgrade our skill, and also from this creative endeavor should always go on. Then only students will actually catch our what we want to deliver. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. You almost summarized, sir, what I was going to say. So thank you for doing that from my part. And I think with this, our session has ended. We covered a lot of topics, a lot of questions that teachers all over India must be having in their minds. So, thank you so much. I would like to thank all the teachers who have joined us for Tripura, who gave an insight of their school life, of their learnings, and how things are going in their schools, and how education system is, how the students, just their behavior and everything. So, thank you so much for joining on today's session. We hope it was a fruitful session for our viewers as well, and they definitely got some of their questions answered, or all of their question answered that they had in their minds. So I would also like to let our viewers know that in case you have any suggestions, any comments, any ideas, or even questions related to today's theme on how the education system should be like in 2021, you can join our teacher community on Gurushala website by logging in to gurushala.co, gurushala.co. And when you go on teacher communities, you can join a community called Resolutions for 2021. Any idea, question related to you have in mind related to education or 2021, you can type in your questions there, and we will hopefully connect you with the right expert and get your questions answered. So once again, thank you all for joining us for today's session. I would again like to thank all the teachers who have joined us, and we will keep bringing these discussions and webinars according to what our teachers would like to know about. And please follow us on our social media pages. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can connect us with the you can connect to us through these social media pages. And hope you have a great day. And